episode of NCBeerBuzz. I'm Glenn, Dave's behind the camera, and we're pleased to be in Morganton today with Todd Boera of the Fonta Flora Brewery. Fonta Flora is a relatively new operation, and Todd's going to let us know what's going on here and what the big plans are for the future. We're in the tap area, and as Todd just informed us, it's a fairly small operation, so from where we're sitting off camera, we can see the brewery on one side, the tap room on the other, and the heart of the operation is right here. Thanks for having us here today.
Absolutely.
It's a great honor to be here. We've had some of the beer before. We've met Todd at some other venues, but we never had a chance to get out here, so we're real pleased to be here today. So tell us about how this place came to be and you came to be a part of it.
Yeah. So Fonta Flora Brewery, it's a very interesting name we felt for the area as well. It comes from an old sharecropping community located. It was at the base of the Linville and the Catawba rivers, and back in the 1900s they flooded this little town called Fonta Flora in order to create what is now Lake James. And so you can see from our logo, it's an illustration of the town under waves of water. So for us, it was a neat throwback to a really important historical piece from this area, but then also really ties into a lot of the things that we're doing here as well. Just having flora, in the name, and sort of the passion that I have about using local North Carolina flora in with our beers. And so we've been open for about 2 months, and the month of October very soft opening. We were open 2 days a week, just on the weekend, and now we've ramped up to Thursday through Monday, and we're having a great time just supporting. Having the city of Morganton's been amazing supporting us, and we've started to get a few kegs out into the market in Charlotte, Nashville, and here in Morganton as well. So it's been quite a crazy past few months, but it's been amazing.
Well, that's great. And what is your background personally? How did you come to want to do this?
I've been brewing for about 10 years total. Absolutely, the same old story that everybody has. Realized that I can make beer and just absolutely fell in love with it. I was studying sustainable agriculture at Warren Wilson College, just west of here in Swananoa, and eventually just sort of made my own independent studies at Warren Wilson College. Tried to start a brewing program with Rich Kilcullen, one of the brewers at Wicked Weed. So we tried to spawn these brewing initiatives at Warren Wilson College, which hopefully they'll do someday. But I spent my time there growing hops and growing barley and malting my own barley and making my home brew with ingredients that I was growing on the college farm.
So start to finish, you were hands-on.
I was hands-on, yeah.
And growing your own hops even.
Absolutely, and they're still growing at Warren Wilson right now, and hopefully there are some home brewers on the campus who are kind of scavenging those and use it. That would make me very happy to know that they were still being used for beer.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now, so coming into the business side,
Yep.
You bring a great wealth of knowledge about the brewery, the process, and how to do what you do. But running the business, was that the daunting part of the jump?
Absolutely, and luckily I have two really great business partners with this who. I was preparing to move out to Portland, Oregon to work at a brewery, and then it was a very, very last second contact with my current business partners, a run-in, and again the same old story. We were just sitting around talking that Morganton could really use a quaint little watering hole, and the love that we all had about craft beer. It just seemed like a natural fit. So luckily, I'm learning a ton of knowledge all the time, every day, about the business side of this industry and keeping everything legit, which is very important. And
but still using your skills and your background
absolutely.
And your interests.
Yeah.
And now seeing it kind of come to fruition.
Absolutely.
In a retail environment.
Yeah, for sure.
That's great. So tell us about the beer. What can we expect? What are going to be the normals, flagships?
Yeah. No flagships.
Okay.
Which more and more people are saying these days, which I think is pretty great. So far, the only beer that I've brewed twice is a beer called Hop Beard, and even that concept was designed to change. But friends at Noda hooked us up with some really great hops, and so while I have them, I'm going to keep brewing the same hop beard style. But been open for 2 months, as I said, and I think I've done 15 different beers so far.
So the customer comes in not knowing that he's necessarily going to get what he had last time,
Yep.
but knowing he's going to get something that's quality, that's local,
Absolutely.
that's got your touch and your passion behind it.
Yeah, and I think that, so for people, what to expect when they come to Fonta Flora is a uniquely North Carolina, designed craft product. And, whether that be, local North Carolina figs, grits, persimmons, it's every beer we're striving to have that North Carolina flair to it. And, we're trying to put, our money, where our mouth is with that, and not just saying whenever possible. We're actually doing that, and we just received a shipment of 2,000 pounds of Riverbend malt, and so
Riverbend being a malt house down south of Asheville.
Yep. And so we've done a few beers this past week with a beer called the Appalachian Rustic, which is up on the board for next to surface. It's brewed with their rye, their pilsner, their heritage, and their wheat, and then it's also brewed with that really bizarre corn, heirloom corn from North Carolina called the Bloody Butcher. So it's
a total NC beer.
The hops are not local.
Okay.
Yeah, but all of the grain, everything. The
grain
is local. Yeah, the grain bill is all local. And so then the same with the dark saison. That's currently it's open fermenting over there, which I'll show you guys. But it's 85% of that beer was Riverbend malt products, and then the local persimmons, which I'll add in about a day or so. They were handpicked by myself and a good friend from the Forest Service. So that's the kind of things that you can expect from Fonta Flora.
That's great. How's the reception been?
Absolutely, overwhelmingly amazing. Yeah, very humbling to see such community turnout, and Morganton's a little bit of a sleepy town. It's a very family-driven town, and so we weren't sure what quite to expect as far as attendance here, people coming in and supporting us, and it's been awesome. We've had really great events. We released there was an oyster festival that the Burke Arts Council puts on every year, and I had them save all the oyster shells so I could brew. I ended up doing 2 beers with the oyster shells recycled from their party, and so then we had an oyster when we released these beers, we did a little mini oyster festival here with an amazing local restaurant called Wisteria. They're a completely farm-to-table place, so we have a great relationship with not only them, but other local businesses in this town. And we just believe in driving this small local community, and we're just stoked to be a part of it.
Oh, that's great. So what do you want people to know that we haven't had a chance to talk about, that I haven't led you to say about Fonta Flora?
Yeah, for me, the biggest part of Fonta Flora is, just my background in sustainable agriculture and just the love of North Carolina that, myself and everybody involved in Fonta Flora has, just the striving to create. We want people to come in here from, let's say they're traveling from out of state and they want to try something local. Well, sure, like every brewery is, a local brewery to an area, but we want people to experience something uniquely North Carolina, and so that's what.
And in many cases, local uniqueness, not just NC beer,
Absolutely,
but that's tied to the community and the culture here, from the name to the grain bill to the pint across the county.
Yeah,
and that's very unique.
Very well said.
We've been to a lot of breweries, and you see people promote NC beer,
right?
But that doesn't always have a connection to the community or to NC, frankly.
Sure, absolutely.
That's great.
And so, that's one of the folks, another brewery that I very much respect in North Carolina is Full Steam. We're doing a lot of that, that foraging idea. Their first frost persimmon beer, and so I feel like we have a very similar mindset in the way that we work. And I have 200 pounds of local kiwis next door that I got up in Burnsville. I didn't even know they grew kiwis in Burnsville, but be doing a Belgian blonde with our house saison strain with local kiwis. So it's just
that's great.
Thing. Yeah.
We appreciate so much you having us here today.
Absolutely.
We wish you the best. For our viewers out there, if you get a chance to get to Morganton, make sure you check out Fonta Flora, and in a few places on draft around, other than the tap room.
Yeah, Wisteria Southern Gastropub, Root and Vine, another great, incredible restaurant in town. My phone is ringing, I apologize for that. And then in Charlotte right now, we're at Salud Bottle Shop. We're at Gallery 22. And yesterday, the first beers were shipped west of here. They're at My Father's Pizza in Black Mountain and the Thirsty Monk.
So there you go. If you get a chance to get a Fonta Flora brew, get your hands on it. Let Todd know what you think. He's always love to see you in here. As always, we look forward to hearing what you think of what we're doing. Until next time, this is the NC Beer Guys. For another episode of the NC Beer Buzz, remember, drink local and keep your beer dollars in North Carolina.